not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
Well, I think for New Orleans, they pretty much have to win out to get in, and also needing some help from other teams, likely needing those above them to lose.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Jones and Williamson in at the forward positions. Trey Murphy is out there with DeJounte Murray. And it's Jordan in at the center. And for Minnesota, the wingmen, Edwards and McDaniels. The big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. So, Craig, when you're in the first game of a back-to-back, how much focus slips into already looking towards the second game?
Well, from a player's perspective, not much. But from the view of a coach, it has to creep in some in terms of making sure you don't overplay your stars.
Jones with the screen on DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo against Murray. That three off the mark. Timberwolves on offense. McDaniels passes to DiVincenzo. And here's Randall. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You know, one thing you have to admire about Randall is his hunger to get better. He is a real leader who leads by example.
First free throw is good. And Greg, when you're dealing with this Timberwolves team fairly deep with size up front,
that can wear you down over the course of a game, and especially in a playoff series, a real strength of this team.
Both free throws good from Randall.
A big man with a nice shooting stroke. You'll love to see it.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Pelicans. 4-point game. Williamson against Randall. Outside for Murray. 5 on the clock. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Well, Murray showing you tremendous composure right there. The shot clock was low, but he stayed composed.
Back to Randall. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. DiVincenzo can't hit it. Murray with it. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Gobert with the block.
Get that out of here. Gobert doing his job to protect the rim.
DiVincenzo kicks to Randall. No good from outside. For New Orleans, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Well, that's how you drive your point home right there. Randall outside. This one for 3. And it's Williamson with the rebound. The Minnesota Timberwolves come into this one following a loss to Charlotte. Outside, Jones. Pass to Murray.
Come get it.
Here's Williamson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Man, that is a clever move from Williamson, showing you his agility.
Now Edwards. And get a load of his scoring totals. Huge numbers for him. An average of just about 29 points a game. Now here's McDaniels. Randall a screen on Murray. DiVincenzo finds McDaniels. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
That's 20% now from the field. What a cold start.
Pass to Williamson. Jordan sets the screen for Williamson.
Screen coming!
And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Williamson's got his second basket.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And now they are just going to keep riding that momentum with the hot hand.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. And the Pelicans making a change here. Queen's checked in. Here is a peek at the teams that have dominated defensively in the paint since the All-Star break. Second, the Pelicans.
I mean, they've got the intimidation factor down low. Their shot blocking really gives them a reputation, and teams may grow reluctant to want to force the action inside.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. Still scoreless. And here's Edwards from the arc. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Williamson's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
And here are the Pelicans now. In the corner, Murray with it. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Randall dishes to Gobert. Over in the corner, McDaniels. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Pass to Edwards, trying to get something going. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And so good off the bounce. Edwards working on his shot off the catch, and it is paying off.
Williamson in the post. Randall on him. Kicks it out to Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Queen, and they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
And when you give up a 3, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
Outside Edwards. Shakes him. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Last time they met was in Minnesota, where they beat the Timberwolves.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
Well, if you shoot the ball at 40% or better from the three-point line, you are going to win most games, no matter where you play.
Now here's Randall, following the miss by DeJounte Murray. Edwards, no good.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so. Ant can do it all on the floor. As complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. And Greg, we know, is a fearsome dunker. But Zion Williamson also has a soft touch.
And that's a great point, Kevin. He can finish in every way, either hand, through contact, off balance, on the run. A natural gift for converting around the rim.
And he makes the first. Tim, one thing for sure, when Zion Williamson is right, he can carry all by himself in offense.
Well, there is no question he is an athletic freak. There is no answer for him when he is playing aggressively.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Well, you know, he is just one of the most unique players we've ever seen. Zion Williamson and this combination of size, power, and explosiveness. He really is a 1 of 1.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Here's Murray up on top, defended by DiVincenzo. Murray against DiVincenzo. Murray, good. Murray's got 6 points.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
McDaniels outside. Pass to DiVincenzo. Over Murray. It's hauled in by DeJounte Murray.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Williamson against Randall. Williamson outside. There's the pick. Here's Queen. Offline with his three. Timberwolves trail by 6. DiVincenzo passes to Edwards. Now here's McDaniels. Near the three-point line is DiVincenzo. And again, it's Minnesota.
This is why they will go to him often. He's going to take and make shots.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks a lot, guys. Chris Finch getting buy-in from his players top to bottom. Anthony Edwards said he's such a great coach and just a likable person. He will coach you hard, and he comes in ready to work every day. We look forward to working with someone like that. Back to you guys.
Hasn't bought in. Thanks so much for the report, Allie. Randall with the bucket. Randall's got his second basket of the night.
And how about the touch there inside? And that's where Randall likes to get the ball, and you can see why.
Murray outside. Pass to Queen. Now Williamson. He's defended by Randall. Jones for 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
You know, I don't like to use the word shock, but that was a shocking result for me. Nobody saw that one coming. To lose to that team was surprising enough, but to get blown out like that.
These are painful, no doubt, but it does happen in this league. Some nights you just come out flat and you can't turn it around.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And it's a completely new lineup for Minnesota. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Yves Missi, he's checked in for Zion Williamson. Bay comes in for Herbert Jones. Poole's checked in for Trey Murphy. And Fears is subbed in for DeJounte Murray. Here's Fears. He's coming off a 19-point game against Orlando. Poole outside. Pass to Fears. Shoots the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Pelicans lead by 5.
Well, the defense was a little soft right there, and it made it a practice shot.
Here's Highland. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. And the wide-open shot from Reed. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. With the shot. The rebound by Anderson. Timberwolves shooting 40% here in the early stages. Clark, the pass to Highland. Back to Clark. Pass to Dosunmu. Here's Reed. Defended by Missi. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Dosunmu. Drills it from outside.
Love that look there, locating his teammate and creating an easy basket.
Here's Queen. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Pierce's shot is off.
That's great shot selection, just poor execution. If you're going to take those mid-range shots, you've got to knock them down.
The game now all-time.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
New Orleans has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And here's Poole for 3. Rebound, Minnesota. 1:33 left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Highland. Lets it go from deep. And Fears pulls it down. Pelicans shooting at a nice 53% rate to start the game. They are sticking to the campaign. Here's Poole. Here's Fears. Stolen by Reed. To the middle. Here's Clark. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Clark's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Fears with it, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And Reed has got the ball here for the Timberwolves. Osumu finds Highland. Outside, Reed. Pass to Osumu. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Reed gets the bucket.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Poole looking it over. To halt the run. Minnesota with the rebound. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Timberwolves lead by 4. From Target Center, back in a moment. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen from the Timberwolves, what do you guys think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Everybody in this league wants to run, but not everybody has the personnel to do it. This is a great start.
Randall and Reed holding down the post spots. Bones Highland is out there with Dosunmu. And it's Clark in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Yeah, I mean, when you're fighting back, you cannot give up plays like that.
Timberwolves leading by 4. Now Highland. Still yet to score. Good on the 3-point shot.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Murray. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Good on the bucket.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Pass to Randall. The layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Randall's got the lead up to 7 now for Minnesota. Here's Queen. Out left to the wing. Here's Fears. Again, the Pelicans score.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
So, Greg, talking about Jeremiah Fears for a second here. Both he and his brother, Jeremy Jr., play college basketball at the same time during the 24-25 season.
Clearly, this sport runs in their family. Jeremiah's fearlessness and competitive spirit have made him an enticing prospect, and I'm sure he'd attest he owes that, at least partially, to Jeremy.
Pass to Queen. For 3, Murray. Offensive rebound. From past the arc. Julius Randle with the rebound.
Well, if you take low percentage shots, you are going to have difficulty making them.
Now Highland. 3-pointer. That shot was off. Here's Queen. Defended by Dosunmu. Here's Fears. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got his 4th rebound in this one. Randall left side. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And this is how Randall likes to operate, taking it in to the defense over and over again.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Some changes for Minnesota. Shannon's checked in, and it's Edwards in for Highland. And a change for the Pelicans. Williamson's checked in. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Bay wide open, and he fires. And again, no good by New Orleans. And Reed has got the ball here for the Timberwolves. Next game, they'll take on the Pacers in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. That's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. Pass to Dosunmu. Lets it go with a 3. Pelicans pull it in. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Yeah, you know they wanted a few of those plays back. What a tough way to go out in that one.
The most discouraging part about that loss is that they actually played very well. Man, that can be frustrating. Well, that's just excellent rebounding fundamentals right there. He found a body, and he cleared him out.
Edwards looking it over. Here's Shannon. Buries the long-range jumper. And now it's a 10-point Timberwolves lead.
That's a breakdown defensively. He is far too good of a shooter to leave that wide open.
Williamson right side. Buries it down low. Williamson's got 9 points.
Williamson showing you he's just too strong to be contained. That time he exploded right through the contact.
Dosunmu, the pass to Edwards. Over in the corner, Randall. Clock at 6. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
This looks like it's going to be a big night for him.
Out to the right wing. A 3 ball. And with that shot, the Minnesota lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Bay.
Showing the range. How about Bay taking and making his fair share of those triples?
Here's Shannon. Randall passes to Reed. And Reed throws it down.
Well, this is a good reminder for anybody who thinks he's too small for a 5. His athletic ability totally levels the playing field.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Well, that's true, and they've also been going right at the rim, which I love. Attack, attack, attack.
And the free throw, no good. Hey, Tim, if you could start a franchise with one player not named Wembanyama, who would you select?
I think I'd go with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right now. When you look at his age, combined with the fact that I believe he is the single toughest individual cover in the NBA, he can just collapse defenses at will.
That is so well said. Would you pick a position or the player? How would you discern between those two thoughts?
I think the key for me is I want to take a guy who's going to make the decisions for me with the basketball in his hands. When you have a ball-dominant league with stars controlling the action, I want that one guy who I know I can pencil in high-level production every night.
Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. It's going to be Murray shooting. That's on Jaden McDaniels. Well, you won't find many point guards with better physical tools, Tim, than DeJounte Murray.
Well, Kevin, he's 6'4" with a 6'10" wingspan. That makes him disruptive defensively, and he is more than capable on the other end.
One shot.
And we've seen it more than once. DeJounte Murray has been traded for huge hauls.
And that shows you his worth in this league. Teams have been willing to give up a lot to get him. You don't see that kind of length and versatility every day.
Now here's Randall. 26 points for him last game against Charlotte.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
Now Murray, following the miss by Julius Randle from deep. And here's Bay. 32 points for him last game against Orlando.
And he really cashed in at the line. A big chunk of his points came from free throws.
Now here's Gobert. 6-point game. DiVincenzo kicks to McDaniels. Now here's Gobert. D right on him. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Not stopping that. Gobert from there is right around 100%.
Pass to Williamson. Here's Murray. New Orleans moving the ball around. Now here's Bay. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. McDaniels passes to DiVincenzo. And Gobert kicks to DiVincenzo. Softly drops in the floater. DiVincenzo's got his second bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Murray, the pass to Bay. And here is Murray. Fires the three. And it's McDaniels with the rebound. McDaniels got rebound number 5 here tonight.
He's stacking up the missed shots right now. He needs to find another part of his game that can help his team.
Now Bay, after Anthony Edwards missed from long range. Bounce pass from Bay. From deep. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
He seems like he's moving okay, but clearly something isn't right.
Now here's DiVincenzo. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Drains the three-pointer. Edwards got 11 points.
Oh, good recognition by the big man. Gobert, passes like this really help team chemistry.
Williamson right side, and the shot is good. 11 points in the game.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
When someone is rolling like this, just keep feeding him. That's just great coaching.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Reed, he's checked in for Randall. Jordan, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Fears comes in for Murray. And Reed has it in the corner. Pass to Edwards from the arc. They get it again. McDaniels finds Edwards. Here's the teardrop. Edwards just makes it look simple inside.
Excellent touch on the floater. Edwards is such a dynamic offensive talent.
Outside, Jordan. Here's Williamson. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
Well, he's done his part, no doubt about it. Still yet to miss in the game.
Outside Edwards. Pass to Reed. Shoots from 14. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan.
Well, he usually brings rain from there, but not this time.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Kevin. Trey Murphy didn't dunk in a game until he was a high school senior. Crazy to think now with the length and the leaping ability he has. He said back then there were times where I'd have doubt or be a little stressed about my future. If I said I knew I'd end up here, I have been lying to you. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Allie.
Well, he's not having as much success shooting the ball early as he wanted, but so far, it's not hurting their team performance.
So the wing on the left. Pass to Jordan. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
An incredible 6'11" athlete. DeAndre Jordan tries to own the rim on both ends. It's his airspace when he's out there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. Poole's checked in for Fears. Good on the second free throw. Here's DiVincenzo. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Pass to McDaniels. Reed with a screen for McDaniel. Wants to get it to Reed, and does. And the basket is good. 6 points for Naz Reid.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, the way this game is going, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
Outside, Jones. Shot clock at 6. Jordan the screen. Here's the three. Got that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Jones.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you. He got it! What poise, unfazed.
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
We always talk about closing quarters and halves, the importance of it. There you go.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. He ends up dropping in 2 from distance, making a difference from long range in this one. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Hey, folks, happy you joined us. The action tonight, a bit wild and a big deficit now for the New Orleans Pelicans. And we're going to take a moment to talk about something. I've been seeing Shaq's face everywhere lately. Kenny, do you think it's fair to say Shaq is the king of sponsorships?
Interesting question, Ernest. Shaq, I do see you a lot in a lot of commercials, but I don't know if I call you the king of anything.
Ernie is right. I am indeed the king of sponsorship. Everybody wants the big diesel stamp of approval.
Shaq, you ever think of doing any pro bono work? I've got a neat spot that I think you'd be perfect for.
Where's that restaurant at?
Now let's talk about that lopsided first half. Obviously a lot of work to do for the Pelicans.
Guys, they're laying bricks out there. Shaq, I could read your mind as you were watching that.
I can't say that I was thinking out loud, not on this show.
Pointing out that they're shooting under 30% from 3. That's frosty. That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. One half to go. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Well, and I expect they're going to continue to lean on him as we continue in this game. Why not? The way he's playing right now offensively.
Pelicans trail by 10. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. Jones and Williamson in at the forward positions. Trey Murphy is out there with DeJounte Murray. And it's Jordan in at the 5, roaming the paint. Randall against Williamson. Just 5 on the clock. And he drives in. He just cannot miss. 8 up, 8 in. Flawless.
That is a scary sight coming right at you. What a nice drive by Zion.
McDaniels kicks to DiVincenzo. Here's Randall. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Jacks up a 3. DiVincenzo with the rebound.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
And it's good, 2 points.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
Count that 1. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down to 10 on the bucket from Williamson.
Gets one to go. It's been a great personal night for him, but those mean a lot less if you're losing.
Pass to Randall. Back to DiVincenzo. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Edwards can't hit. Pelicans trail by 10. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Murray, the pass to Williamson. For the 3. And Trey Murphy hits from deep. He's got 5.
And that brings them to 3 for 4, and the game plan seems to be working here early.
Over to the wing. Randall down low. Covered by Williamson. Randall down low. Working on Williamson. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. And so it's Williamson with it. He brings it up for New Orleans. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Murray kicks to Williamson. Rebound, Minnesota. McDaniels got his 6th rebound on the night. Randall passes to Gobert. And here's Edwards from the arc. And Jones pulls it down. Pelicans trail by 7. To the inside. And stolen by DiVincenzo. And Gobert kicks to DiVincenzo. Randall a screen on Murray. Randall outside. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. New Orleans gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Out to the right wing. Williamson against Randall. Now here's Williamson. Tight defense on him. And he gets it to go. Williamson's got 6 in the quarter. Timberwolves leading by 5. Randall a screen on Murray. Outside Edwards. Randall against Williamson. Randall down low. Banked in off the glass. Randall's got 19 points.
He has been in a great flow tonight, converting at a high rate.
Williamson dishes to Murray. Back to Williamson. And he's jammed down as he goes right over Rudy Gobert.
And Zion Williamson making the price of admission worth it with a dunk like that.
And that's a great look at that slam from our AT&T Connected Cam. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Outside Edwards. Edwards shooting fearlessly from the arc.
Well, this team relies on his scoring, and no shocker, he's done his part.
Pass to Murray. Jordan with a screen on DiVincenzo. Murray, no good. Minnesota leading by 8. And a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert is improving his perimeter defense as well, Greg. It's helped his overall game.
Yeah, teams have looked to pull him outside and test his lateral quickness. But I tell you, he holds up better than you think, and we know his presence at the rim.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. And the Pelicans making a change here. Queens checked in. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Julius Randle.
Yeah, his impact on the glass is drifting downward. You know, sometimes as a player, your focus shifts. You redirect your energy toward other phases of the game. And that could be what's happening here. But obviously, it's a bit of a concern going forward.
Here's Williamson, and the layup's good off the glass. Williamson's got 10 points in the quarter.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Randall a screen on Murray. Outside Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. Pelicans with the rebound. Queens got his 4th rebound in this one. Down low. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Williamson. McDaniels outside. Pass to Edwards. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. The 3rd shot of the possession finally falls for him. DiVincenzo's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. On the wing, Murray. Defended by DiVincenzo. Williamson in the post. Randall on him. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Williamson. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Puts up a 3, and he's good on the 3-ball. DiVincenzo's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, the defense needs to be better there. They gave way too much space.
To the paint. Here's Queen. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson. Williamson's got 3 assists in the game. DiVincenzo with it. 9 points in the game so far. Gobert with a screen for Randall. Looking for Gobert. He gets it there.
And all of that size rolling there after that screen. Gobert moves now with such confidence when in the pick and roll.
Williamson right side. Takes it off the glass. Williamson's got 16 points here in the second half.
Well, he is doing everything he can offensively in this quarter, but unfortunately, it's a team game, and he can't win this alone.
Now Randall, 21 points in the game. Pulls up, high post, and Jones pulls it down. Jones has got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Murray. Outside, Jones. New Orleans moving it around. Williamson against Randall. Williamson right side. Over Randall. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. For 3, Edwards. It's hauled in by DeJounte Murray.
Well, after a great start, he has really cooled off pretty quickly.
Outside, Jones. To the left side wing. And the 3 off target. Timberwolves leading by 7. Here's DiVincenzo. He's got 9. Randall passes to Gobert. Bucket is good. 6 points for Rudy Gobert. And when it comes to team building, GA, there's been a debate about whether the 2-star or 3-star approach is more effective.
Kevin, for me, I think it comes down to fit more than anything. It doesn't matter how many stars you have if they don't mesh. And if they're not comfortable in the role that's carved out for them on that respective team.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Clark comes in for McDaniels. Ayo Dosunmu is checked in for Edwards. And Bones Highland subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. And so it's New Orleans with it. They trail by 9 points. To the right side. Fears with it. He has 5. Now Highland. The 3. No good there. Pelicans trail by 9. Pass to Fears. Bay sets a screen. Hits the 3-point bomb. Fears has got 8 points.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the 2-man game right there.
Inside. Here's Reid. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. New Orleans gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from 3-point land in the second half. Fears with the screen for Bay. Misi with the ball. He's against Reid. Fears with it. He's got 8. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Misi. And that one drops. He's got 6.
Well, he's had it rolling all night. He just hasn't had enough support to give them the lead.
Clark outside. Reid with a screen on Bay. Right side, Reid. Hands it from downtown. Reid's got 5 points now this quarter.
And we're playing about as much defense as they did there. Not nearly enough.
Pass to Misi. Here's Bay. Lets the 3 fly. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
12 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Randall outside. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And we've reached the end of the third. Timberwolves ahead, up by 6. From Target Center, back in a moment. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Yeah, so impressive for a big guy to make a find like a guard.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Randall and Reed holding down the post spots. Bones Highland is out there with Dosunmu, and it's Clark in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here's Queen, and easy 2 points on the layup. Queen's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for New Orleans. Highland deciding where to go with it. And it's Clark in the corner. Three-pointer, Randall. Bay pulls it in. And it's Bay with the ball for the Pelicans. Pass to Queen. And it's off from three-point range. Minnesota leading by 4. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Reed kicks to Randall. Here's Highland. Here's Reed. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
This is what the fans came to see. A lot of great plays going back and forth.
Bay against Clark. Here's Queen. Puts up a deep three. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
Well, he was able to sink a triple back in the first half, but he has yet to connect here after the break.
That one good for 2. And it's an 8-point Minnesota lead.
Well, Randall is such a steady shooter. Interior defense just isn't enough to stop that shot.
Fires for 3. And DeJounte Murray with the 3.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, when you're coming down the stretch, you don't want any wasted possession.
Three-pointer, Randall. Pelicans with the rebound. Queen's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Down low, here's Misi, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Now it's just a 3-point Minnesota lead.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. Edwards, he's checked in for Minnesota. Zion Williamson's checked in for the Pelicans. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Chris Finch said to the team. He dug into his team for being too complacent on offense, saying, "You're just chucking up the first 3 you see out there. Be more patient on offense, move the ball around, make the defense work. Guys, let's see if ball movement improves out there."
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. Randall outside. Outside, Edwards. Shoots over Bay. And there's Edwards on the assist from Randall. Randall's got his 5th assist in this one. Murray outside. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Well, Murray is stronger than his 180-pound frame. You can't knock this guy around. He knows how to play through contact.
Minnesota making a switch here. Shannon's checked in.
And there you see DeJounte Murray showing great leadership, showing you what a great teammate he can be, sharing the basketball and playing the game with a lot of passion.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Mr. Williamson. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And 11 points for Jeremiah Fears. Here's Shannon. The shot. And again, it's Minnesota. Here's Murray. Still anybody's game at this point.
And no question, this is when you really have to have trust on the floor with each possession.
There you see Murray playing off the ball. That's a nice addition to his game.
And here is Dosunmu over Murray. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Pelicans trail by 3. Pass to Fears. Now here's Bay. Williamson outside. Back to Bay to tie it up. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Randall's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside Edwards. Left side, Reed. Off target with his 3. For New Orleans, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Bay. No good on that one. Reed with the defensive effort. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Right side, Edwards. Edwards with a physical finish inside.
And we are seeing tonight why Edwards was selected first overall. Anthony has a special ability to score.
Murray left side. That one goes in. Murray's got 10 points here in the second half.
He is totally locked in offensively and doing everything he can to bring his team back.
Here's Edwards. And finished off by Edwards.
And what a creative finisher. Edwards is so fast in how he gets up to throw it down.
Now Murray. Reed with the block. They get it back. No one covering. Williamson's got 34.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Dosunmu, the pass to Edwards. Edwards with another miss. The Pelicans trail. To the paint. Williamson kicks to Murray. Pass to Queen. That's in there. Murray with the assist.
As cold as he was in the first half, he's done a great job regrouping and turning things around after the break.
Randall passes to Edwards. Over Fears. Edwards, good. Edwards got 27.
What a huge boost he's giving them here. 4 or 5 in this fourth quarter has come up big.
Pass to Bay to take the lead. Reed with the rebound. Minnesota's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Dosunmu finds Randall. Fires from deep. Buries it from three-point range. Randall's got 7 points for the quarter.
And that's his second three-pointer tonight.
Fears with it. Right wing. Here's Queen. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Timberwolves leading by 3. It's Edwards on the wing. Klopp's in the layup for 2. He's got 29 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
To the left wing. Williamson in the post. He's defended by Randall. Williamson with the bucket.
And again, it's Williamson scoring. When he gets rolling like this, no one can stop Zion. He's just too physical.
Randall surveying the D. with the drive. Pass to Shannon. Fires away from outside. It's hauled in by Queen. Queen's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Williamson. From down in the low post, it goes. Now just a 1-point Timberwolves lead. Outside Edwards. Driving it Timberwolves. Oh, what a finish.
Such a gutsy player. Edwards wants to be the guy taking big shots.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Pelicans trail by 3. Here's Murray. Oh, what a move! He gets the bucket on the way in.
That is a huge shot by Murray when his team needed it most. He just loves these moments.
McDaniels a screen on Murray. Randall. Nice use of the glass on the finish.
And you'll never see Randall back down in a big moment. He's looking to be the guy when they need a bucket.
Williamson against Randall. Here's the shot. It's in from 7.
Zion giving his team exactly what it needed right there. I love the aggressiveness.
Now McDaniel. Randall outside. Now Gobert. McDaniels. And there's the 3.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
DiVincenzo against Murray.
And, you know, since getting drafted back in 2016, Murray has really worked hard to improve his free throw percentage.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. And so Murray nails both of them.
In this situation, this is exactly who you want at the line.
1:27 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Outside Edwards. Edwards with a tough shot.
And he is built to be the man for this team. Edwards answering the bell and executing.
Now Jones. Here's Williamson. Raises up. That's in there.
Whoa, the nerves on this guy.
Completely unfazed by what's at stake. That's just clutch.
Outside Edwards. Jumper is off.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Now Williamson. Oh, man! Whoa, the reverse!
Well, Zion showed up big right there with focus and determination under pressure. It's exactly what they needed.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. "13 points was their biggest lead in the game. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. Edwards fires. Connects on the jam.
This is exactly why they go to him in these spots. These guys believe in his ability to come through in the clutch.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout, looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. In terms of strategy here, any thoughts?
Big chance here to tie it with a bucket.
Well, there's no room for error here. They need to draw up something that they can execute quickly.
Murray outside. To take the lead. The three doesn't go. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Take a break. Peace up.
That's the first, and that makes it a three-point lead. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a four-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
And so it's the Timberwolves who come out on top here. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And that'll do it, folks. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Alan LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.